Hey YouTubers, welcome to World Cinema Review. This is your host Frank the Vamp, and this is, I'm not doing analyzing the franchise today. I'm actually doing something that was very overdue. Horror gal. One day I think we were talking about some movie she was gonna watch, The Night of 10,000 Cats or something, and I made a comment like, "Hey, you should watch this movie from Lucio Fulci. Have you ever heard of The Black Cat?" She goes, "No, I never did." So and then I told her, what it was about, and then she's like, "You should do a review on that." And I kind of said that I was going to do a review for her because she wanted me to review The Black Cat. She never seen it. So for Susan Horror Gal, here you go. Here's your review of The Black Cat. Il gatto nero in Italiano. And this film is really interesting. Made in 1981, directed by the immortal Lucio Fulci. Which he's been gone for a while now. And he left a legacy of low budget Italian horror films, which he has the infamous name of the Godfather of gore. So his movies are usually very violent, very gory. One of the biggest examples and one of his most famous work is Zombie 2, which basically I think it has like three different names, but it was marketed to be like a sequel of George Romero's Dawn of the Dead or something like that, and of course it wasn't. It was just kind of through cash in, and it turned out to be so cheesy and over the top and full of gore that it has become a big cult horror movie. But The Black Cat, it's a movie that it's not very much talked about, and I want to go ahead and give you my thoughts on the subject. Basically, this is another story which I always admire Fulci, because he never, it's almost like whatever he was given, he would always make it interesting. He would always make it, like he says, okay, fine. So you want me to make a story about a killer cat? I mean, I'm not just talking about, the Edgar Allan Poe's, The Black Cat, which is supposedly sort of inspired this movie. This is more like we're looking at an actual murdering cat. Okay, this cat actually kills people, right? This is a murderous cat that has some kind of power that makes people to commit suicide, or sometimes it just does the job himself. It just goes out and kills somebody, scratches or something, or does some kind of weird thing to make people die, including some weird tricks with the wiring and stuff like that. And it's just so over the top that you laugh. I mean, so Fulci was here left with this really daunting task of saying, okay, how do I make a freaking cat scary? And you know what? It's really tough, because let's point out the flaws so I can tell you what's so cool about this movie. Let's point out the obvious flaws first. Okay, the story's shit. It's really tough and hard to follow. And for the first 9 minutes of the movie, we don't even have dialogue. Like, no. We get the credits, we get music, we get a weird scene where the cat causes some dude to commit suicide in a car, and then we get boobs and cat trying to kill somebody else. It's just the first 9 minutes, okay? So Fulci's saying, you know what? This may not be the best script ever, but I'm not going to bore you. And he does, and he doesn't. So the bad things is just like we just never going to know why the cat kills. We never know that. We don't know. He just kills because reasons, pretty much. Because he's a freaking evil cat. Because he's a black cat. So, we heard all about that just black cats are creepy overall, and that's true, but to make a black cat scary, it's a little bit tougher. you can make it creepy, and he can be on a creepy type of scene. But to say that they're going to go on a murdering rampage, and all right, let's follow other things to the story. We get some really interesting characters, and the great actor, starring this freaking movie. Up on front we got we got Patrick Magee, as Professor Miles. And Patrick, I mean, he plays this like old professor that he's into the occult and likes to go to graveyards and record. She just puts like a microphone on the on graves and left them there overnight or some shit like that, and then he comes out and hears like the talk of the dead, or just people screaming or moaning all night. And that part is actually pretty creepy, and that's what just to mention, like I said, the story shit, but we got a really good actor here who is really hella creepy. And with another lady here, we got Mimsy Farmer here, and the way that forget the plot, man. Forget the fact that this guy is just killing people, and we don't know why. We know it's connected to this dude. At some point, you might think that this dude is controlling the cat, or is the cat controlling the dude. I'm gonna leave that for you to watch, and maybe you can one day tell me what it is, because I watched the end of the movie and I was like, what the fuck. But I mean, to be honest, and I'm sorry, I don't curse a lot on these videos, but this movie just leaves this unsettling feeling with me. I'm usually not a potty mouth, so I'm sorry. But it's just so weird. It's just the story doesn't make any sense. But one thing I can tell you that is pure Fulci, that is beautiful. It's some of the gore here. It's not over the top. It's not by far the goriest, but the goriousness you see, it's really really cool. We see a decomposing body in pretty bad stages. That's pretty nasty. But you're gonna see a woman burned alive and jump out of the window. That's really really gruesome. And those two images, are pretty cool. Now there's a couple of scenes. There's one where Patrick Magee is going in and doing the recordings, and there's some screaming at the graveyard, and he's walking there. Really scary and creepy, all atmosphere. Then there's another one when he decides to poison the cat or drug the cat or something like that, and then he actually, there's a beautiful shot. I mean, remind me of Argento here, because he just did such a beautiful thing there. He shoots the guy preparing the food. He sees him walk up the stairs with really cool. Then we saw a faraway shot, and then we see a POV shot, and then we see where the cat lives and when the cat eats, and it's just this little light over the food bowl where the cat eats. It's all style, man. So it's beautiful. I mean, if you want to watch something an exercise of how to shoot a movie, see this thing. I mean, see a movie that normally you wouldn't watch at midnight, right to fall asleep, and you will get bored to death, like I said, after the first 9 minutes of zero dialogue. Okay, remind me of Manos, the Hands of Fate. Okay, like nothing happens. In this time, something happens, but you're just like, what is this to do with anything? Okay, but the beauty of Fulci here is that we get a lot of style, but we get little substance. So just by the style alone and some of the gore scenes, it's worth watching. I'm not going to say this is a good movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this would really, because this is a B movie and this is a B movie schedule, but could be minus solid. And I recommend that you watch this film just out of just watching for these little details and the creepiness and overall factor of the film. Like, it keeps you interesting. Like, I was never bored. I was confused in the first 9 minutes of the movie, but I wasn't bored, and I was never bored during this thing. So yeah, I mean, I recommend it. Just if you're into foreign films, foreign horror, especially Italian cheese, this is one cheese factor that you just don't want to ignore. And it's not such a stinky cheese because it's a really stylish cheese. And one wonders that if a few rewrites, some more budget could have been done, this could have been a really cool film. Maybe even an A minus or an A film. But as it stands, it's still really cool to watch. And well, I hope Susan Horror Gal, you like this, and I hope all my fans like it, and I hope that you guys enjoy the Black Cat. Beware of the Black Cat. This is one mean kitty. Leave your comments and subscribe. Oh yeah, one more comment. There's little effort you have to put in this, so little, okay, to watch it. The first time I watched this movie, I kid you not, I watched it in Italian. I speak Spanish, English, I speak some French, and I speak some Italian and Portuguese. However, I'm not fluent. I'm not fluent in Italian, but I watched it. And you know what? Afterwards, I went to watch it and read the synopsis. And I pretty much didn't miss anything. So this film doesn't have like the mandatory films you have to pay so much attention. So turn off your brain, enjoy the beauty that is Fulci, and you won't regret it. Take it easy. See you next video. Subscribe. Il gatto nero.